Hello everyone, welcome back to another session of Bootstrap tutorial. In today's class, we'll try to understand what is Bootstrap. Bootstrap is a free front-end framework for fast and easier web development. Bootstrap includes HTML and CSS based design templates for typography, forms, buttons, tables, navigation, models, images, carousels, etc., and optional JavaScript plugins. Bootstrap also gives you the ability to easily create responsive designs. Let us try to understand what is responsive web design. Responsive web design is about creating websites which automatically adjust themselves to look good on all devices, from small phones to large displays. There are certain kinds of devices like this, which are small, extra small devices, like your smart watches and all that. Then small devices, then you have medium devices, then you have large devices, extra large devices, and extra large devices. Okay, so extra is xx large devices. So these are the various devices that we have today. And responsive web design is about creating websites which automatically adjust themselves to look good on all devices, from small phones to large, extra large screens. So advantages of Bootstrap. So let us try to see what are the advantages of Bootstrap. Right. So what are the advantages of Bootstrap? So the advantages are like it is easy to use. Anybody with just basic knowledge of HTML and CSS can start using Bootstrap. And responsive features. So as I already told you that CSS adjusts to phones, tablets, desktops, and large screens and all that. Mobile first approach. In Bootstrap, mobile first styles are part of the core framework. And browser compatibility, Bootstrap 5 is compatible with all modern browsers like Chrome, Firefox, Edge, Safari, Opera, etc. Bootstrap 5 is the newest version, and okay, so it's the newest version. So previous versions are 4 and 3. And so version 5, 4, 3, all these are completely free to download and use, which is the most popular HTML, CSS, and JavaScript framework for creating responsive mobile first websites with new components, faster style sheets, and more responsiveness compared to 4 and 3. Okay, so faster style sheets and more responsiveness you have in BS5. And if you need the support for Internet Explorer 11 and down, you must use either Bootstrap 3 or Bootstrap 4. And the main difference between Bootstrap 5 and Bootstrap 3 and 4 is that Bootstrap 5 has switched to JavaScript instead of jQuery, and Bootstrap 5 uses JavaScript for different components like models, tooltips, and popovers, etc. So how do you get started? To get started, there are two ways to start using Bootstrap 5 on your website. So the first one is like you need to include Bootstrap 5 from the CDN. So what is CDN? CDN is the content delivery network. If you don't want to download Bootstrap 5 yourself, you can include it from the content delivery network. So one advantage of using Bootstrap 5 content delivery network is that many users already would have downloaded Bootstrap 5 from jsDelivr, which is the CDN, when visiting another site. As a result, what will happen is it will be loaded from cache when they visit your site. Okay, so which leads to faster loading time. Also, most CDNs will make sure that once a user requests a file from it, it will be served from the server closest to them, which also leads to the faster loading times. So if you want to use CDN, it is more faster than downloading Bootstrap into your own system. So how do we get started? So let me actually tell you how to get started. So you need to open the notepad. So I just have opened my notepad here. So to get started, the first thing that you require is you need to open the notepad and use this doc type HTML. Doc type HTML. Bootstrap uses HTML elements and CSS properties that require the HTML5 doc type. So that's the reason why you have to give this tag in the beginning, and it is mandatory. So after that, you need to give HTML, and then lang is equal to en. So again, you need to give this, it is mandatory. Okay, so so lang attribute and the correct title in the cat set. We just need to give the correct title in the head tag. So inside the head tag, give the title. So in between the title, I'm saying BS5. Okay, so I just have given some title like this, and I'm closing the title tag, and then um, so inside this particular head tag, I am having I need to include the char set. So in the meta tag, so in the meta tag, I am saying meta tag is equal to char set is equal to. So what is the char set? It is UTF-8. So I'm including this over here, and then close the meta tag. And after closing the meta tag, so we need to ensure that we are rendering the touch zooming and all that. So inside the meta tag with the two properties, the first one is the name attribute. So name attribute is equal to viewport. Okay, so and then I am giving the width is equal to device width part should be included inside this meta tag in the content attribute. So content is equal to, so I am saying width is equal to device width. Okay, so device hyphen width. So let me tell you why we need this. Okay, so the width of the page to follow the screen width of the device. So we'll set this to make it follow the screen of the device width, which will vary depending on from device to device. So the next one is initial hyphen scale is equal to 1. This part will set the initial zooming level when the page is first loaded by the browser. So I'm saying initial, so give some space here. So I'm saying initial hyphen scale is equal to 1. So these are something which I definitely have to do, which are mandatory part of your HTML while using Bootstrap 5. Other than this, like what we need to do is we need to include two things from the Bootstrap, which I said like I need to include the CSS, HTML, and JavaScript from the Bootstrap site from the CDN. To do that, I am going into the Bootstrap website. So this is getbootstrap.com website. So either you can use the download option here to download it onto your system, or else you can take it from the CDN, Content Delivery Network. So to take that, I am going into the docs. So inside the docs, like you can see quick start. Inside this, looking to quickly add Bootstrap to your project, use jsDelivr, a open source, a free open source CDN. Okay. So I'm using this. So here in copy paste the style sheet link into your head. So I'm copying this, okay, and I'm going back to my notepad, and I'm pasting it over here. Okay, so I just have pasted it here in the notepad. And next I need to again go back to, so let me actually uh, bring it to the next line. Okay, fine. So now I need to go back and copy the JavaScript. Okay, so to copy the JavaScript, I am moving down, and you can see that here there is another tag, script tag, wherein you have this JavaScript bundle. So I'm copying this, go back to your notepad, and now copy it in the head tag. Okay, so after copying it in your head tag, okay, so I'm bringing it to the next, this one. So these two are the things that I have copied from the CDN. Okay, so now you can happily close your head tag, and then whatever you want to put on your browser, you will be putting in the body tag. So I'll be putting in the body tag. Okay, and then close your HTML, so which is HTML. So this is how actually I'll be creating, I'll be including Bootstrap 5 in my website. So to know that, so here you just need to know one more thing, which is Bootstrap 5 also requires a containing element to wrap site contents. Okay, so whatever contents that you want to cite, they need to be wrapped in a container. So there are two container classes over here. So the first container class is the container itself, and the second one is the container fluid. Container class provides a responsive fixed width container, and container fluid class provides a full width container spanning the entire width of the viewport. So I'll show you that now. So inside my body tag, I need to give the div tag, and then class is equal to, so I am saying container. Okay, so I said class is equal to container, and I'm closing it. Close the div tag, and whatever you want to cite, okay, so it needs to appear in between this div tags. Okay, so let me go back to the getbootstrap.com. So here, let me show you what is meant by a container. Okay, so in the layouts, you will be finding something which is called as containers. So here, when you come to these containers, you can see that there are two containers: container which sets a maximum width at a responsive breakpoint, and container fluid which is width 100% of all breakpoints. So we'll be using these two, and how to use these two, it is given here. Okay, so container dot container class is the responsive fixed with container. Okay, maximum width changes at each breakpoint, and class is equal to container. So this is what how you need to give. I already showed you how to give that. So let us take a component. So I'm going to the components, and inside the components, I'm taking some button component here. And say for example, I want to create a button which is okay, info button. So I'm copying this code, copy this, bring it into this, in between this div tags. Okay, so place that code, and now save this. Okay, save this. I am saving this as, so let me get to the, let me save this on the desktop, and I'm saying it is bootstrap 5 example .html. Okay, so I saved it this way, and this is bootstrap 5 example. So I'm clicking on it, and you can see a button appeared over here. So this is a bootstrap button. Okay, so this is how actually you create it. If you are not including this link, and say for example, I have taken off this link and all that, so I don't have this link and all that. So what will happen is, now save this and try to go here and refresh this. Like, this is not the button which is bootstrap kind of button. Okay, so you just need to include this css and javascript things to include bootstrap 5 in your website. Okay, so this is how you get started. So this is the container. So if you just see here, so there is some margin over here for the container. But if you are using bootstrap fluid, so say for example, I'm using container container hyphen fluid. Okay, it's not bootstrap fluid, it is container fluid. So if I'm using container fluid, you will be able to observe the difference that there is no margin. The full width of the viewport is utilized for placing the content. Okay, so that's the difference between container fluid and a container. So this is how you get started using CDN. In my next video, I'll show you how to download Bootstrap and then get started. Thank you for watching.